Okay, so the first fingers that I saw on my monitoring screen was 2 fingers. And if I go rewind, DVR, yeah, it's actually playing before I even started counting on my fingers. Counting on my fingers, does that mean I'm saying that I rely on my fingers? That I think they are dependable and reliable? What in the world is Doug talking about? I'm just blabbering because some people are having to watch through a commercial now, right? So I don't want to really talk about anything really useful right away. So I'm just doing my thing with the tea bag to get a little more oomph out of the tea, I guess. Yeah. So good morning. It's August 25th, 9:02 a.m. Oh, I haven't even checked to see if audio is coming through. I'm talking away. Let's see. Anything really useful right away. So there's audio doing my thing with, yeah, you actually hear the audio when I test for it. Give me a 4 in the chat if video and audio and DVR are good. There's Ken with a 4. Ken, I noticed you don't have a stream scheduled, so I did not get you set up for that. What is that called? The thing where I send people onto your stream, whatever it's called. Selden says he's seeing a black screen. Well, look at your other screen. Look at the one where I'm playing instead of the black. Oh, do you see that black screen? Yeah, I haven't turned that on yet. Ken Stout says it is scheduled, so I'll go see if I can cue that up now. See if I can, because I think I can still change this after the thing. No, I don't see your stream scheduled, Ken. It's not showing up that I can redirect to it. That's the word, redirect. It's not showing up as a redirect candidate. So I'll give you a little bit to check on that. See if you can figure out what's going on. Make sure it's set for public and a future time. Yeah, I don't know. So give me a clue in chat when I should recheck for it. In the meantime, I'm going to go look at, I am looking at the chat here. So nothing there that I need to address in today's chat. Oh, and he gives me a link to that. So I'll go try bringing up that link. Over here it says, oops, something went wrong. That link did not work, Ken. So I took down here this link that you got, and if I click on it, something went wrong. So it's broken. Yeah, go figure it out. Then I'm going to go look at yesterday's. That's not yesterday. Here's yesterday. Windows Daily 40 was yesterday. And I've got this positioned halfway through, and I just looked at the chat comments, kind of scanned through it to see if there's anything that I need to follow up on. Yeah, that was Rand Israel telling me about the 30 seconds of ads. I think the buffering was probably when I was turning my headset on yesterday. Dennis has an extension that selects maximum resolution. Wintermute says protection on image files, also known as Macrium Image Guardian, as the paid version only. I kind of thought that might be the case. Can you do a stream on adding indexes? Oh, that was for the video. Yes, I was remembering that there was something that Ken asked for, and I didn't get it written down. So let's say request. I can't even spell the word request right when I'm trying to talk at the same time. From Ken, indexes for videos. Okay. Janet Jackson's music video Rhythm Nation can crash some XP laptops. Well, I'm not going to go further into that. We like the confusion, entertainment value. That's when I said, why do you guys even watch my videos? Yesterday, you just view the backup properties, did not select it. Okay, that was speculations about what went wrong. Now, we're not going to quite get to trying to recreate that today because I've got to restore this computer back to the state it was when that problem occurred. So I figured rather than do that yesterday offline, I would do that today during today's live stream because that means having to do a restore off of a USB thumb drive. Why a USB thumb drive? Well, because Macrium Reflect was not installed yet on that fresh Windows 10 install that's currently on this computer. So I'll go ahead and turn the computer on. You'll see it come up in the background. We talked about the acronym. Check again to, and I thought of this. I thought of this yesterday. You know, when I said TLA is a three-letter acronym is what that typically stands for. But why couldn't it be two-letter acronym? The word three and the word two both begin with T. So TLA could mean three-letter acronym, or it could mean two-letter acronym. Oh, Doug, jeez. You had to go there. Quiz for Ken, anything and everything. Recently, I found trying to do live and stream at the same time, my hair turned snow white. Is there anything else I need to talk to on point from yesterday? I don't think so. Just tried the video, ended up pausing the real video. Okay, so that should have been the end of yesterday. Then go look at the comments from yesterday. Anything there we need to respond to? This was one theory I got as to what happened in yesterday's stream. So that was referring to 2 days ago when I restored the wrong image. When you clicked restore, you unknowingly clicked something that was positioned behind the restore button, and it possibly registered a click on both the restore button and the item behind the button. I've known this sort of thing to happen before. Well, I have known when I click on something that's visible on my screen, my mouse is dead center on it, and the click actually activates something else. And I currently have that happening in Fortnite day after day after day. I have to move my mouse below a button in order to click on it. When I move the mouse down below the button, I'll see the button highlight, but if I put the mouse right on the button, it's not highlighted. And when I click on it, I don't get the response that I'm pointing to. So yeah, I've seen that kind of thing happen. I learned a few things and took a few notes, says Rick Lakes. I love hearing this kind of thing. Oh man, you just don't know how that makes my day. I learned a few things and took a few notes. You don't know how that makes my day. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you for saying that. To be able to delete a backup file in Macrium, you have to click in Other Tasks, Macrium Image Guardian Settings, turn off Macrium Image Guardian. Macrium Image Guardian is to prevent unauthorized modification of Macrium Reflect backup files. I didn't realize that I have to go in and turn that off, and my intention is to test that when I get to a convenient place for testing that. But I can easily believe that that is the case. All right, so then I'll go break out this chat, and I'm not trying to read everything that's happening into chat. I do try to look for orange and question marks. Chris says it works for him, that link. I'll go take another look onto my, let's see, I got to get to the right one here. If I come back here to the YouTube studio, go to edit, go to customization, scroll down here. See, I have Dennis's video that's scheduled for tomorrow. I selected it because it was available for me to click on. This section shows me my videos that I can do a, whatever that thing was called. If I click on other channels, oh, there's Ken Stout. It's finally showing up. So now I can choose that as a redirect. Why do I not remember that word? Redirect and then save that. So now, at the end of this live stream, you'll get a redirect prompt to go to Ken's live stream. And I think you actually have to click on just a banner kind of thing that shows up at the top. So then, back to today's video, that chat, and then let's go start this computer up. Oh, one other thing that I've been wanting to check on is I'll go to the my studio. What do I get to it here? And comments, and see if there's any comments that I want to respond to. That might have been other videos. These are all from yesterday's video. So we already read through all those. I could have done the thumbs up and the heart while I was reading them from yesterday's video. That clears them off of the screen. And now, let's go. This computer hasn't come on yet. Didn't I just turn it on? Go try doing the power. Just wiggling the power button, the power cord. See, I couldn't even use the right word there. I heard the fan come on, so it's coming on now. This is the fresh Windows 10 install, so this should be a really quick boot. And if you want to time the boot, well, you can pull the playhead back to see when I turned it on and then check the amount of time that it took. There it is, and the password that I was using at that point in time. Bring the keyboard and mouse over. Now that's booted on the NVMe. I've got it set at the 1920 by 1080. You can't count on anything I say when I'm live streaming. Jeez, really? Can't even get those numbers right. But I need to boot off of the Macrium Reflect thumb drive. So I keep them in this. This is a little case that some kind of toothpicks, those plastic toothpick things came in. It's really convenient size that I have 4 thumb drives in, labeled Windows 10, 21H2, Macrium Windows 10, Macrium Windows 11, and Tools. And I think the difference between the Macrium Windows 10 and Macrium Windows 11 is not actually the version of Windows. I think it's, what was it, the 11? I don't remember what the difference is, but I think it has to do with the drive technology that's enabled. Maybe AHCI versus the other one. I'm not sure what it is. But anyway, I'm using the Macrium Windows 10. So I'll plug it into one of these USB ports. It's on the bottom. Find it using the Braille method. We'll find the port. There it is. And then click on the start. The Windows start button in the bottom left. I don't know, is it fair to call it the start button anymore? And then restart. Then I'm going to hammer away on the escape key, because on HP computers that gets you into a boot menu. F9 is the direct boot menu key, but on some keyboards, you're going to have to hold down the FN key to get the function keys. And since the escape key works on other computers besides HP's, it's kind of been my habit. I chose restart, but I don't see it restarting. Come on. Come on. Here, computer. Not going to work. Let's see what I see for lights. I do have that power cable taped to the back. While I was up at the cabin, that seemed to be pretty reliable. Yeah, the power light's on. I think I see a little bit of an image on the screen. I think I see a backlight on the screen. Not hearing it. There it is. There's something. Hammering away on the escape key. Now I have a red light here. I didn't have that red light there. Press the power button again. The red light goes off. Ay, caramba. There it's starting. I don't know what was up with all that sequence. Selden says, maybe the offset of clicking on a button be due to the cursor image not corresponding to the cursor actually being used by the OS. And I think that's referring to the speculation about why I had that issue of restoring the wrong backup. But what about the issue of not being able to start the computer? I've got a red light here, which tells me that power is coming through. I press the power button, that red light goes off. There's the HP logo. But there's no light down here now. Oh, all right. That's the escape key for startup menu. So there's a startup menu. Confirmation there, F9 is boot device options. So I'll press F9, and I have to hold down the FN key on the keyboard. There's my boot options, and I'll choose the SanDisk. That's my USB thumb drive. Londog says, I have baggies full of thumb drives, a 10-year collection. I recently finally broke down and bought a couple of storage cases to try to keep things organized. We will see if that works. Escape is a better way for HPs. Yeah, I like it. Doug, what brand of thumb drives do you have? Because it looks like you can put a label on it. As we know, that can be handy. A lot of thumb drives don't have a way to easily put a sticker on. Yeah, I specifically bought those because of this. I bought these because I wanted a small thumb drive that wouldn't have any shoulder space, that would make it difficult to connect to other things. And it has space on it for the label. And my intention is to go look those up on Amazon so I can tell you what they are. So here we're in Macrium Reflect now off of the thumb drive. I need the right mouse, and what I'm gonna go do is do the restore for the image that was on this computer when my selection of which restore I want was taken incorrectly. So what I want here is the most recent backup job. So to do that, right now, when you boot off of a thumb drive, it automatically comes into the existing backups tab. Whereas when I open Macrium Reflect that was installed on the computer, it would automatically open up in the Create Backups tab. So I'm going to come back here to existing backups. Notice there are no backups showing here by default. That's because the thumb drive isn't aware of any backup jobs that have been done, and there's no backup jobs actually on that thumb drive. So I have to go browse for an image file. When I go browsing for an image file, I see that there is a C drive and a D drive. The boot thumb drive is the X drive. And then there is a removable storage F drive. So that's my external, no, that's not, that's the thumb drive. That's 14 gigabytes. Oh, let's see. This Macrium D is the spinning drive that's inside the all-in-one. If I go here to Macrium Backups, I see all of these backups. Saying that right? Yeah, that's the D drive. I recognize that by what files I'm seeing there. But what I'm wondering is why is not the external drive being seen? Back here for browse again. Yeah, there should be I think that external drive is a 2 terabyte, and it's not being seen. That's interesting. Why is that? Up here on the view menu, is a refresh option that I can't even click on. It's not even available. Down here, this refresh is showing images that contain drive. There's a CD and an F. F is the flash drive. D is the internally installed spinning drive. I've never actually tried looking through this way. I always just automatically come up here. There's a file and folder tab. Here's an image tab. Go to browse image file. And well, let's just go ahead and get this going. I'll double click on the D drive and then double click on the folder and then go pick the image that I want to restore. So what I'll do is sort these by date modified and look for the most recent date, which is August 17th, 10:43 a.m. And it says, difficult to read for me to read there. It says Fresh Fortnite, Opera, OBS, XSplit, Chrome. And it's 49.44 gigabytes in size. And that is almost the largest one that's on that list. This one's a little bit larger, just about 500 gigabytes, no, 0.500, 500 megabytes larger. And it says Fortnite Macro Opera Next. It's the same name. It's just an earlier date. All right, so I'm going to take that one. Click OK. Now it's showing that backup job there to restore. I'll come up here and click on Restore. Up on the top here, it shows what could be, because now we know. Now I know. Read this up here. Be sure it's the one that I intended to select. Fresh Fortnite Macrium Opera OBS XSplit Chrome 00-0. And it shows 69.54 gigabytes. And the current C drive is 34.40 gigabytes. I'll click Copy Partitions here. And now those numbers match for the C drive. I could do verify image before restore, and if this was a client's computer or I needed to really rely on it, I would do that. For my own purposes in the lab where I'm going back and forth and it's just not mission critical, it's not my work computer, I don't typically do that. It doesn't double the time, and it takes maybe half again as long to do it, to do the restore. Maybe less than half. I've never really tried to measure it. Now I got a prompt here. All target volume data will be overwritten, so I have to click on that checkbox to confirm. Click Continue. And then it's off and running. This restore should take longer than yesterday's restore, because yesterday's restore was just the fresh Windows 10. It was smaller. This still is likely able to complete before I end this stream. I'm taking a look over at my other screen here for the chat, and then I'm going to go try to pull up that Amazon listing for the flash drive. Dennis says, if you hover over the Start button, it says Start. Okay, the Windows button. Yeah, sure enough. So it's fair to still call it Start. Ken says, I hear Alex Cheek specializes in repairs of just these types of issues. Not sure which type you're referring to. Is it HP or weird issues? Not sure what you're referring to. Long Dog. Okay, Doug. I got a mental picture of that. I believe I have something similar, but I like what I see. I think he's referring to the thumb drive. And the next one, I like the thumb drives where I can put some kind of label on it. Yeah, I just write it on a little piece of paper and then cut a piece of Scotch tape. And I do have all of these labeled. Next comment, Lawn Dog. Now I'm old school, and when I do restore image, I always prefer to boot from a thumb drive and then go find my files. When I'm dealing with a computer like this, where I'm going back and forth and I've got it on a second drive, it's in the computer, or even a second partition. When I'm doing a lot of that, I don't bother with booting from the thumb drive because that does take a little bit longer to do. But typically, if I go to a client and I want to make a backup because I'm going to, I don't know, do some kind of repair to their computer, it's not unusual that I'll boot from the thumb drive, even if Macrium Reflect is already installed on the computer. Particularly if I'm wanting to make a backup that's separate from their scheduled backups. So there's reasons for doing any particular method of a backup and a restore. Ran Israel says, I started attaching plastic key tags to my flash drives. That's definitely another valid way, and I have done that in the past. I wanted to put these in these little convenient containers so I could easily carry them in my pocket. Whatever method you're choosing is your method, and you use that for reasons, and that's absolutely valid. Then Long Dog, you might have to reboot the machine to make sure the external drive is plugged in during that reboot and start the software over again. Apparently it didn't recognize the external device properly. Yeah, I think that's the case. I'm not concerned about that because I wanted to restore one that's in the internally installed spinning drive anyway. Then he says, a driver issue, hopefully not concerning the Macrium software. I know that I have seen that external drive connected to this computer before, but I don't know that I have seen it when booted from the flash drive. Ran Israel says, I see a command icon on the taskbar. Does the external disk appear in disk part? Oh, that's a good question. This is the image from Tuesday. The guy seems confused from Jim. Seems like a nice clean Macrium interface, very easy to understand. Dennis says, I talked about yesterday's redirect above. I talked about yesterday's redirect. Oh, yes, that you had to actually click on that banner. That was, yes, I noticed your comment on that, Dennis. So let's go. Yeah, there's, we can do File Explorer. There's this computer icon down here. Double click that. I think I can open that while it's running. So yeah, here we don't see the external 2 terabyte drive. And if I go open this DOS prompt and type disk part and then list disk, yeah, we don't see it there. So I'll try power off that external drive. Disconnect and reconnect both ends of the USB cable. Turn the external drive back on. I'll open the File Explorer, see if it shows up there. Go to the View tab and do a refresh. Again, let's make this smaller so we can see that restore progress in the background. Oh, you know what? This external drive was making some extra noise yesterday. I wonder if it just died on me. There's no crisis if it did. I mean, I have lots of backup images on them, but they're not anything that I rely on. Yeah, well, I do hear it. I do hear it running. Gee, could that make another Windows Daily? Troubleshooting that? Or could there be something about being booted from this flash drive that is not recognizing that? Oh, I know. I want to try a different port, a different USB port, because that is a super speed port. It's that port has the SS and the lightning bolt image, which I think is indicating perhaps that it can provide power to a device even when the computer's turned off. I don't know if that's what this model designates that lightning bolt symbol to mean. Okay, so that's back on. And try a refresh. There it is. That was it. So plugged into the wrong USB port. I couldn't see that drive. There it is, 2 terabytes. So I'm saying that I'm thinking that it's because that port has those extra capabilities, and when it's not booted off of into normal Windows, that the drivers for that aren't functional perhaps. So there, that restore completed in 7 minutes and 47 seconds. And I guess I'm not going to get another video out of troubleshooting that external drive, because it looks like that external drive is fine. So I'll click OK there to close that, click close that. And then before I exit out of Macrim Reflect, I'll go try browsing images that are on that 2 terabyte drive. Now I don't see that 2 terabyte drive here, but I haven't done a refresh yet in the Macrim Reflect software. So I'm going to come up here to view. That refresh button is grayed out. Browse for an image. Let's try refresh down here. I don't think that's the place where I need to do it. Let's go up here and see if I can see that external drive. Still not seeing the 2 terabyte external drive. But over here, wait a minute, didn't I just see that a moment ago? It's not there now, right? It's not there. Dennis says my SS explanation matches a Reddit post that I just read. All right. Okay, so let's restart the computer and see if I can see that drive through the Windows operating system. Really? Can't see that drive? I just saw it a moment ago, right? I'll have to go back and watch the video. So to restart, well, let's close down this DOS window, command prompt window, and close this one. There it is. See right there. There's 2 terabyte. I'm seeing it there. What if I refresh this? Does it go away? It went away. So there's something there not stable, even though I'm plugged into the other USB port. Okay, what's up? What's up? Wintermute said, try in another computer. Lawn Dog, well, as you know, hard drives are supposed to be pretty doggone quiet. I have a couple very old drives, more than 12 years old. They make a little bit of clicking noise because of the arms that control the head. They've been faithful drives. I occasionally play with them and test them. I got confidence in them. Thunderbolt, no, that lightning bolt was not for Thunderbolt. And that is a reasonable question, but a Thunderbolt port is a physically different port. When you see a lightning bolt on a Windows PC, it's not indicating that it's Thunderbolt, and that is a confusing point. All right, so let's get logged in here. Lawn Dog says, there's a funny thing, I probably have 15 or more hard drives, and guess what? I'm slowly moving on to SSDs. SSDs are getting to be so inexpensive. Yes. There's Dennis's comment about that Reddit post, BDC, hard drive clicking can be bad. It was not clicking. It was not clicking. It was just an extra vibration noise. And what I did is I reached over and picked it up off the table and put it back down. and the noise stopped. I think it was just a vibration through the wood of my desk here. So I don't really think I wasn't really concerned about the drive with that noise. But clicking, yeah, that's bad. I suppose it won't be long before I upgrade to NVMe storage. Okay, I need to stop reading chat because that's not what I do during Windows dailies. Now, all I'm going to do here is check to see if we have access to that externally connected drive, and then that'll be the end of this segment. And I haven't changed. Yep, the external drive is accessible. Clicked into it. I'll right-click one of these files and choose copy. Right-click and choose paste. Unexpected errors keeping you from copying the file. Oh yeah, that's even a copy inhibit, I think, from Macrium Reflect. So anyway, can I create on that drive? I'll create a folder. Click that wrong. Try that again. New folder. Yeah, so I can create a new object on that folder. I think the drive's probably fine. Something was just flaky about connecting to it through Macrium Reflect. One last thing, going to my Amazon orders. Thumb drive I'm searching for. Does that get me it? No. SanDisk, I think it was. Drive. There's a bunch of drives, looking for that thumb drive. Oh, I got more than 7 pages. There they are. There they are. Okay, here I'll show you what they are. SanDisk 10-pack Cruiser Force flash drive, USB 2.0 bundle. Where's their share? I guess I'll just click up here in the URL and paste that into chat. Wrong keyboard. Ken's thinking, come on, Doug, in this. Because Ken's chomping at the bit to start his live stream. So there's a link to that item if you want to pursue that. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. I hope that was useful. Have a great day. Catch you later. Goodbye.